Hey everyone, this is Darren from Auto Delivery, and what I have here today is the 2021 Corolla Hybrid. In this video, I'll be going over the functions and features and what to expect when you pick up this brand new vehicle. So let's get started. Let's talk about the trunk I just opened up. So this over here, these are just carpet mats because this particular customer already had the all-season rubber mats there. So a lot of people just want to put their mats on top of it, but do not, because these are a lot better. They also cover the middle as well, and they can hold up about ½ an inch of water. So it's best to just keep those there. And for these over here, you do whatever you want with them. Just put them in storage, but you don't have to put this on. Underneath this mat right here, so let me show you this. All right. You get your toolkits right there. There is a tow hook, your tools, your jack. And right underneath this, what you'll find is a space saver. It's not a full-size tire. It's a donut space saver, however you want to call it, and it is fully inflated. All right, so that's pretty much it for the back trunk, and I'm going to move on to the passenger side. All right, as for the passenger area over here, got window controls right there. I talked about the mats over here, and I'm not too sure if you can see. Well, let me just show you. Okay, you see those buttons right here? If you wanted to fold down these seats, if I bring my camera in here, it's a bit dark, but right over there, there's a button there, and there's a button right there. So as soon as you press this button down and pull it down, as you can see, this side will go down. Now, if you use the other button over there and then press it down and pull it, even the middle will go down. So it is a 60-40 split, and that's exactly how you would do it. Usually for customers, I tell them to like watch from the outside because it's kind of dark in there and we're trying to keep our distance. All right, so the next thing about this is that the driver's side, you get basic window controls over here. Okay, some people that have older cars that transition, they probably don't know what this is. This over here is the mirror. Okay, so you want to go, if you want to move that mirror, all right, just left and then up, down, left, right, or the right. Just like a joystick, you can move this around. But if it's in the middle over here, it's locked. You got your window lock over here, your unlock and lock. You got your window controls, and that's pretty much it on this side. All right, you also have one button here that opens the trunk. You also have a button here. Now it's a bit dark in here, but right over here, let me just try to get it. Okay, probably can't get it, but you pull this, it opens the front hood. Now some people really like looking at the front hood, so let me just show you. All right, so right in front of this, okay, so middle of the emblem, straight down, and then right up here. So it's hard to do this with one hand. All right, here it is. This is how the engine bay looks like. All right, so very important for this, window wiper fluid right there. I'm not too sure what other people like to do with this, but here it is. All right, so continuing where I left off, what we have is these buttons over here. Okay, so very important, gas. Okay, you press this, cap pops open just like that, and it does take regular gas, just like any other car. All right, you just put this right in here and then fill it up, put it back, done. You have to see that. It says tighten till one click, and that's how you do it. Pretty simple. A lot of people already know that. So right over here, I'll show you this as well. So what you have here is the windshield wiper de-icer. So don't get it confused with, you know, you got your front defogger, your rear defogger right over there, but this over here is just for wiper blades. Okay, so when you press this and it turns on, what will happen, I'll show you. So you see right here underneath the wipers, I'm not sure if you can see that, there's these lines over here. Okay, these lines over here are the same thing at the back of the car. It heats up, de-ices your wiper blades, and warms them up as well. All right, and that's only for that button right there. You also have automatic high beams. Okay, so what I'm going to do is hop in the car, turn it on. All right, so right now I'm in the car just to show you these two buttons, how they're going to look like. For people who don't know how to turn on this car or didn't test drive this vehicle before, as soon as you press on the brakes, it'll tell you what to do next. You push this button right here. So when you press it, car will turn on just like that. All right, as soon as you see ready, that ready just means that it's ready to be put in drive and take off. So just gonna put it on auto here. A lot of people just put it on auto, automatically will turn off the lights. If it's too dark, turn it off if it's too bright. So what I'm gonna do is show you this. So as you know, high beams, all right, for any standard typical car, you push this out and what you can have is that blue icon right there. As you can see, no high beams, high beam. All right, so this button over here, when you press this, here I'll show you, push it out, you see, it's blue. But when you press this right here, it jumps from here to there, okay? And as you can see, high beams, it's not working. Well, what is automatic high beams? What it is that if you're on the highway and anyone's too close to, so right now this wall, those walls there really close, to prevent, you know, blinding other drivers, it will actually switch to low beams. Once there's no one in your way, so for example, if in front of me was just like an empty road, what it will do is turn on high beams. So that's another safety feature right over here. If you do turn that off, it will switch back to normal. So right here, oh, press this button, jumps up there, press this, turn it off, it's right over there, and you get regular high beams. If you do turn this on, but you still want to wave people over, what you can do is still pull this towards you, and you'll still get that. But if you push this outwards, it will turn into automatic high beams. All right, the last thing on this is this over here. So what you actually do is that this dims the lights from the inside. So as you can see, I'll do it to the lowest setting, and all these lights are dim. But if I crank it up, what you get, everything brightens back up. So if it's too bright for you, you can adjust it right over there. All right, so now what I'm going to do is talk about these buttons over here, okay? And also, you know, there's just the steering wheel buttons in general. So the first thing is, I'm going to talk about this last over here, because a lot of this pretty much just controls that screen over there. But you have this over here. So what this is cruise control. Before in the old cars, it used to be down here, but now cruise control would be up here. So when you press this, you see cruise control will be active just like that. All right, so what this means is that when you press this, set, so the same thing as regular other cars, okay? So for example, you're going 90 and you got to drive all the way to like, you know, like, I'm not sure where you live, but pretty much for me, if you drive all the way to Chilliwack, it takes about like 2 hours. So if you don't want to press on the gas too much, what you want to do is accelerate to where you want to go. So for example, 90, you press set, you can let go of the gas and just cruise 90. Res is to resume the speed. And on top of that, what you have now is this thing called radar, okay? So this is a new feature. So since cruise control is on, I'll press this, 3, press it again, 2, press it again, 1, press it again, 3, press it again, 2. So pretty much just this cycles between the distance you want to follow between you and the car in front of you. So what will happen is that 3 is the furthest setting, 1 is the closest setting. For example, if you're both going 90 and say you set it to this one over here, the third one. So what will happen is that if you're both going 90 and he slows down to 85, your car will automatically slow down to 85. If he speeds back up to 90, your car will also speed back up, but it will not exceed 90 unless you press resume. On top of that, you have this over here. It's called lane tracing alert. So you press this, LTA. So this one's called LTA lane steering assist, okay? Well, sorry, steering assist active, okay? So it's lane tracing alert. So what this will do is you can see that right over there. Let me just turn off the cruise control so you can see it a lot better. So pressing this is off, pressing this is on. You'll see those 2 buttons right there, okay? And what pretty much this means is that if you are driving on the road and then if you don't signal, what's going to happen is that it's going to warn you. It's going to warn you that you are departing your lane, and what will happen is that it will actually beep really loud, and you can actually adjust the settings right here, which I'll show you. And what you got is steering assist. So what steering assist is that if you do try to turn without signaling, it's going to warn you, it's going to stop you for a bit and then nudge you right back into the lane. If you do that too many times, what it's going to do is, you see what down here, it's a sway warning. All right, sway warning is if you do that too many times, what it's going to do is just tell you to pull over and take a nap. All right, so before I get too messy in the settings, let me just go back here. I'll explain this later, I promise. All right, so this is it over here. Mode is to switch between AM, FM radio, or Bluetooth. And this over here is just to change different songs or different tracks on the radio station, okay? Now, what we have here is, like I said, this controls that screen. So if I were to say, I'm just going to turn this on just to show you. Okay, so I'm going to click the right, okay, right over here. First, main page is this. A lot of people like to look at distance to empty. So since this is a hybrid, this can go a long way before you need to fill up again. This over here is just a better picture of the lane tracing assist. This one over here is trip distance. This one over here is just your settings. Now, LTA, you can change the settings to that, which you just saw me do. All right, if you don't want it to like stop you from steering, you can actually turn that off. Or the sensitivity, you can change that. PCS is the pre-collision system. That's the automatic braking system. All right, so for example, if you are going 50 and the person in front of you all of a sudden slows down to 30, what's going to happen is that if you're too close, it's going to actually warn you and tell you to press on the brakes. If not, say he slows down even harder, like say he slows down to like 25 and you're way too close, it will actually stomp the brakes for you. Right here is the blind spot monitor, so I'm going to turn it off. What you get here, so you get this here and that over there. All right, and what this is, anybody in your blind spot, this will light up. Rear cross traffic alert, when you have that on, what it'll do when you back up, and if that light turns on, what's going to happen is that if that lights up, that means when you're backing up, that means someone's approaching from the left side. Same thing for the other side. If that lights up, someone's approaching from the right side. So that is the rear cross traffic alert. So these vehicle settings over here, okay, so you can just press on the settings. You can change your language type, units, or meter type as well. All right, and EV mode if you want it on. Okay, so the EV mode is just to, it's just like an eco mode here, but pretty much that's it. On top of that, you have this over here, this caution sign. So anything that goes on with your vehicle, this will tell you. For example, low gas, but you'll find that out over here. Low engine battery, sorry, not engine battery, the fob battery, or low windshield wiper fluid. Anything that's going on, this will tell you over here. All right, but right now, brand new car, nothing's wrong. All right, so on top of that, we got this over here, Bluetooth, okay? So if you press this, you'll pick up calls. Press this again, hang up the calls. This over here is to go back, so if anything that pops up on the screen, so for example, like this, I open the door, press this, it goes back to the screen. Closing the door now, and what you have here is the volume button. Yes, you can adjust the volume here, but this is for more of your eyes still on the road, and you can just do your things right here. This over here is voice command, so you can press it and say call so-and-so, and they can call for you. All right, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is these buttons here and these buttons here. All right, so this over here is the automatic parking brake. Okay, yes, you can press it down to turn it off, pull it back to turn it back on, and this is brake hold. So this over here default setting is automatic. So for example, I'm going to press on the brakes, put it in drive, and what's going to happen? It's going to turn off. But if I put this back in park, it's going to actually turn back on. All right, so you actually don't have to worry about that, but some people like the feeling of doing it themselves, and that's why it's there. You also have this over here. This is brake hold. Okay, so what this does is, for example, here, let me show you right now. Okay, so first thing is that, well, my seatbelt isn't on, but to activate this feature, you have to have the seatbelt on. The doors have to be closed. Okay, so let me just show you. If I press this right now it's unavailable because my seatbelt is not buckled in. So what I'm going to do is put this in. All right, I'm going to press it one more time. And what you have here, you see that? It says hold. So what that is that I'm going to put it in drive. So pretty much what will happen, that amber light means that it is active. Okay, so what this is, it will hold the brakes for you at a full stop and let go of the brakes if you press on the gas. So right now, I let go of my foot. My foot is off. As you can see, it's this high. There's no way it can touch the brakes, but it's still hold. Okay, this means the system's active. This means if it's actively holding the brakes for you right now. So if I do press on the gas, what's going to do? It's going to let go. I'm going to move forward. Next, complete stop. It'll hold it for you again. Okay, so this is a very convenient feature. Not a lot of people use this a lot. People just use it for if you're going like, say, if you're going like up a hill, you don't want to roll backwards, you can do that as well. Put it back into park first. Or if you're, say, your legs are tired, you can use it for rush hour traffic, drive through if you want, but it's a very convenient feature to have, and it's just nice to have it. All right, on top of that, we have these buttons over here. All right, traction control. Every car has traction control. This is just an option to turn it off. So what traction control is that if one tire spins faster than the other, what's going to happen is that it's going to assume your car's slipping. It's going to slow down the faster spinning tire and pretty much match it. So what we'll do is that will straighten out your car. This over here makes it so that if you were to press it, it just turns that off, because what it does is that to slow down the other tire, it pulses the brakes and slows it down like that. Now, if you're very stuck in sand or like in the snow and you want to rock your car back and forth, it's not going to let you. So that's why it's mandatory to have this on. So other than that, drive modes. Okay, a lot of people are familiar with this as well. So I'll press it once, power mode, press it again, eco mode, press it again, normal mode. All right, power mode, you press on the gas, it goes a lot faster. All right, that's pretty basic. Eco mode over here, economy mode. So if you press on the gas, it won't go as fast, but it'll save you a lot of gas. So as you can tell, power mode is direct opposite. All right, so normal mode right here. And the next thing is, since this is a hybrid, you got EV mode. Right now, the battery engine is low right now. Oh, sorry, the hybrid battery is low. So what that would originally do, if it was nice and full, what will happen is that from 30 kilometers and below, your car will be on electric. And from 30 to 40, depending on how hard you step on the gas, this will go either hybrid or both. All right, so usually you want to press that button if you're in rush hour traffic, you're in a residential area, or you're finding parking. This is a great way to save you some more gas. You just press that on, and then everyone else will be burning gas except for you, except for like other people that also have this car and hybrids. So this over here, heated seats. So you got low, you got high, right in the middle, and this one is for this side as well. All right. So next thing I'm going to do is talk about this. All right, so you got your basic climate controls right here. Okay, so you got the adjustment for the fan. All right, temperature wise. Okay, so this over here is in Celsius. All right, you can make it go to, you know, anything less than like say 14, it goes straight to low, and the highest setting would be about 30. Okay, so since it's a hot day, I'm just going to keep it on low. But this over here is to turn it off. You got the front defogger. This over here is for the rear defogger plus the mirrors as well. This is to cycle between different modes. And you got eco, heat, and cool. Okay, so that's something new. That's to save you a bit of power on the climate controls, because sometimes it does take a lot of power. And since this is the hybrid car, it's trying to be fuel efficient. It's gonna, you know, allow you to save it just a little bit more. You got this over here, air recirculation. All right, and this over here pretty much closes well, at the back over there, what you get is, you know, you get these over here. All right, when you press that, it'll help you stop the fans from reaching to the back. If they're complaining about, oh, it's too hot, oh, it's too cold, you can press this, and this might help it out. Okay, so this pretty much just tones down all the air that can get flung to the back. You got this over here for AC, so you press this. Okay, the AC. Right now it's really hot, so I'll leave this AC on. But that's pretty much it for the climate controls. Pretty basic. All right. So what you also get is infotainment system, which I will show you. All right. So what we have here is the home screen. All right, so apologize if this video is kind of you know, pixelated, blurry. I have the image stabilization on. If I take it off, then what's going to do is going to be more clear. You can see it better, but it might, you know, it might shake way too much. So what I'm going to do is just keep this on. But what you have here is the home screen. When you turn on your car, this is what you get. Now you can customize this around. So right now we got the, if you press this over here, you can see, you know, what's using what. So right now the battery is being used. Actually, nothing's being used because I am complete stop. Okay, so this would tell you what's, you know, what's getting used, the battery or the engine. So if I say I put this car on drive right now, put the car on drive, and then I'm going forward, it's going to tell you that it's the battery's using it. Okay, so if it turns on, you'll know when the car, you know, turns back on, because you'll hear it. But this will pretty much tell you, let me just put this back into park. This will pretty much tell you what's using what. So right now I'm on idle, so nothing's happening. All right, so you press on menu. That's where the, like, most things are gonna be. You're gonna have audio right here. That's for your radio and for your, you know, AM, FM, or Bluetooth. This over here, if you connect to Bluetooth, this can actually show you the contacts, and pretty much you can call people from here. You got apps over here if you wanted to use Intune 3.0, if you know, you can't have Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Projection over here turns into Apple CarPlay or Android Auto if you have that feature. Okay, so the thing about the 2021 you know, Corolla is that you actually get, you know, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Before, in the older models, you can only get Apple CarPlay, but since this is the 2021 model, that's pretty much the only difference that I see in this vehicle. But pretty much Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, you take the cord, you plug it right here. Now, I know it's hard to see it, but it's right over here. You plug in the USB, you plug it in your phone, and then this over here turns into Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. And what will happen here is pretty much only people use it for Google Maps. So what you can do is, when you plug it in, this will turn into either Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. You press this on, Google Maps will be projected on the screen. And to control it, yes, you can control the maps from this navigation right here, but it's touchscreen. It's actually a lot easier to just go on your phone and, you know, type the location there and then press go. If you disconnect the cable, it's not going to work anymore. So that's pretty much it for this. Okay, so just use projection. Apple CarPlay is mainly for GPS, because, you know, the other alternative is you know, use Bluetooth, but you know, you can't really use Bluetooth and navigation together. The other thing is this over here in Tune 3.0 and Scout GPS. You can use that, but it's a lot better to just use Google Maps. All right, so another thing is that, setup over here. If you want to set up your Bluetooth, right over here, press on this. Now, a lot of people already know how to set up Bluetooth, but pretty much you go like this, go in your settings on your phone, and then just find the Corolla Hybrid, and then away you go. All right, you can also customize the home screen right over here. Right now it's 1, 2, 3. You can have 3, 4, 2 if you wanted to, customize layout, and have exactly how you want it. Okay, you could pick from here. All right, so another thing is that some people, don't like the beep. You can actually, change the beeps right here. And at the bottom, there's a lot of settings right here. There's a lot, okay? So one of the things that some people like, driver settings. All right, you can actually, just turn it to how you like. Delete personal data if you'd like as well. You also got, let's see. Let me see what else. You can do a lot here. Keyboard, do that. You can do driver setting, animation, software information, like all this stuff, right? So if you want, you can just play around with it. I'm not going to go through everything because this will turn into a 1-hour video. But yeah, as long as you just remember that, radio, all right, Bluetooth for your phone, all right, Apple CarPlay. This you don't really have to worry about. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto right here. All right. So other than that, you got, these over here. So, door lights, right? You press this, and as soon as you open the door, it's gonna turn on the lights. All right, you got this over here, turn on both lights. All right, left side, right side, and that's pretty much it. Yes, you also get the instruction manuals in here as well, along with the wheel locks. All right, so hopefully that was able to help you with this. If you have any other questions, feel free to comment down below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But this is it for the delivery video on the 2021 Corolla Hybrid.